Hey guys, Tammy here. And in this video, I'm going to talk about when the narcissist is trying to alienate you from the children. This is a big fear for many people. They have fear that the children are going to be manipulated into not wanting anything to do with them. I do see that happen occasionally, but I think there's a lot of things that you can do during your parenting time that really counters this. Let me just remind you, if you like this content, don't forget to hit like on the video. Also subscribe to the channel so that you get notified as new videos are released. And if you are part of the 70% of people that are watching this and not subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. Please click the little subscribe below. Make sure that you subscribe. I need the love. It helps me, helps other people find me, enables me to create more relevant content like this for you. Now, when a parent is trying to alienate you, I find vast majority of the time it's not effective. Really, attempts at alienation are not effective. In many, I shouldn't. It's not that they're not ever effective. I don't mean to make a statement like that, but I will say they're not as easily accomplished as one would think. Now, I have seen several cases of alienation where one of the parents really went on a campaign and really were able to alienate the children. But I would say that that's a very, very, very small percentage. And I'll tell you what one of the main differences is. One of the main differences is your bond with your children. And this is really good news if you think about it, because this is something that is not within the control of the narcissist. Your bond with the children when they're in your care or on your parenting time is not within this person's control. So if you are showing up as a parent and you're there for the kids and you're participating in their lives and you know their friends and their teachers and their dentist name and their doctor, and you're involved in their lives and their day-to-day, then you're going to have a bond with them. And that bond is really difficult to break. There's all kinds of stuff where they talk about even parents that are abusive. You know, the children will love them and want to be with them. And I'm not suggesting that anybody is abusive or that a child should be left with an abusive parent in that way. I'm just saying that it's much harder to alienate a child than I think most people realize. And I think, unfortunately, parental alienation has been a really thrown around term. And parental alienation is really a scorched earth policy, right? It's like, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to turn these children against the other parent. And it's not usually a simple little, saying some bad things or doing this or doing that. For instance, I'll tell you that at one point, Thomas's ex-wife had her children, his boys, calling their stepdad dad and calling Thomas by his first name. And that was actually really upsetting to me, more upsetting to me than it was to even Thomas, I think. And I remember him saying to me, look, I'm not going to let them call me by my first name in my home. Obviously, when they're with me, they're going to call me dad. That's the respectful thing to do. But he's like, I know my bond with these kids and I know that we're tight, and I'm not worried that her doing something like that is going to suddenly cause them to love their stepdad more than they do me or whatever. So, he was just really secure about that in that particular case. But, he was absolutely right. Like, your bond with your children is about how you show up for them. It's not about what the other parent says about you. And especially as children get older, when the other parent says something about you and that doesn't match what the children experience when they're in your world, they're old enough for that to create some cognitive dissonance for them, and for them to go, the other parent says one thing, but then I come and this is what I experience. And so this is black and white right in front of me, what I'm experiencing of the other parent. So that other parent that's telling me it's all these things, that they're not right. Like they're just wrong in what they're saying. And they will start to figure that out, and they'll start to kind of ignore that other parent and ignore those things as they get older and kind of more able to cognitively discern in that particular way. Okay. And when they're little, again, like if your bond is tight and you're showing up and you're changing diapers and you're getting up in the middle of the night, like whatever your practice is in your home, and you're doing baths and you're cooking their dinner and you're doing homework with them, or you're like whatever all of the duties are, that's creating that bond with the child. And the other parent, most of the time, cannot, with just a few words, alienate the child. The one case that I remember my late husband Thomas having, where the children really were kind of severely alienated. Mom also, in this case, they were alienated from dad, and mom also had withheld the children for a really long time. They had been in another country, and then they were coming back to the U.S. and they were coming in stages, and so mom and the kids came first, and so dad didn't see them for a little while, and then when dad did come, then suddenly mom said no, and then by the time dad got into court, she filed a DV and did all these things to kind of delay. And as time went on, it was like more and more and more time of not seeing the kids. And during that time, she was really heavily indoctrinating them in all the horrible things that dad had done, including just pictures of things that she made up, things that almost hadn't even really happened, saying a picture was, him with some other person when it wasn't, and all these kinds of things. And again, it just takes a really sort of very, very extreme approach and sort of cut off of that other parent to really accomplish that. So what most of us are dealing with on a day-to-day of that other parent just kind of talking negatively, saying things, saying bad things about you to the children. I'm not saying that excuses that or that that's okay. I'm saying that your main tool in overriding that is your bond with the children. And I find if that is on point, everything else will kind of fall by the wayside. The other thing that happens sometimes, I think, is that we're so fearful of that alienation or of the other parent getting the upper hand somehow that we kind of become reactive, and it can create a lot of drama. And sometimes the children are start to go, I don't want to be around that drama. So you don't want to do that either. You don't want to be the parent that's hysterical or reactive or whatever, because your children, children tend to gravitate towards stability and peace. They just do. So if the narcissistic parent is maybe not saying nice things about you, but they're kind of calm and subtle about it and whatever, and then you're very reactive and hysterical and a lot of drama, kids might tend to gravitate towards the narcissistic parent more, just because they don't want to deal with chaos. That's what I find. And that's especially true, I think, of teenagers. When Thomas's older son was 16, he stayed with us for about a 4 or 5 month period because he just felt like there was chaos at mom's house, and he didn't want to deal with it. He's like, I don't have the energy. I don't have the the desire to go over there and be in the midst of what he felt like was emotional chaos, really between everybody in the house. Kids will tend to gravitate towards that stability. When you're calm and you can remain calm, it creates for that safe space for your kids. As they mature, they will begin to notice that, and they will have more trust in you because you are the one creating that safe space for them, and that ability for them to express their feelings and express, whatever's going on with them internally. Okay. So really just put that effort into focusing on your child, bonding with your child. I'm not saying don't discipline them. You got to bring the full spectrum of parenting to it. But when you're involved and you love your kids, they know. It's like kids and pets, right? They always tell you when you're dating that, if the kids or the pets don't like the person you're dating, that's probably your first clue that it's not the right person, right? Because they just have this internal instinctual thing where they know if you're genuine. They know if you really care about them, and they know if you have ulterior motives or if you're really in it because you love them. So that's really all you have to do to counter the alienation, is make sure you are an involved bonded parent with your children. If you'd like to get more help on dealing with parental alienation or other issues in your child custody case, you can go to divorceuniversityonline.com/VIP-coaching. There's a link on that page. You can book a time to speak to a member of my staff, learn more about my services, and how I might be able to support you on this journey. See you guys next time.
We'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands.